So, with that, we will get started to the 10 questions.
Did you lose them?
If we can get the phone back on.
Making a face.
I don't know who we're calling.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Wall Street Homestead. It's a beautiful March 1st Sunday afternoon here on the homestead. It's a nice day outside, except it's a little windy. That's why we're here in the dining room. Again, my name is Andy.
I'm Ann.
And we've got little Biscuit down
Biscuiteer.
right here on her little blanket. We'll see if she'll behave throughout this video. Today we're doing something a little different. We're doing a collaboration. We were tagged by a wonderful young family and that has a small farm in the neighboring state to us of Oklahoma. That would be the Walker Farm fam, and they tagged us in this collaboration that was started by Kettle Farms about 2 months ago. And what it's about is 10 questions that homesteaders should answer, and so it helps you to learn about different homesteaders and things you might not see in their videos, or if you have, it's been a while and you might get reminded. So with that, I want to welcome our new people that are here. If you've just found us, hit the like button, the subscribe and notification bell, and leave us a comment. And if you're a returning favorite, we want to welcome you back again. And we're glad you're here, and sit back and enjoy and learn some more about us. Okay, we will get started with our 10 questions. And the first one is, what got you into homesteading? For me, it's getting back to the way I was raised. The way I grew up was on a acreage, and my dad worked away from the acreage, but we always had an acreage that had always had a big garden, had chickens for meat and eggs, rabbits for meat, enough pasture that we would fatten up a steer every year. Every once in a while we'd fatten a pig up, and it was just the way I grew up. It wasn't called homesteading back then. I guess if it had a name back then, it was a hobby farm, because it was just a small hobby. But it was just the way I was raised. What is it for you, Ann?
Well, we grew up in a town the size of where we live now, similar. And my dad farmed, but that wasn't his primary job. He worked for Channel 6 for 30 years, and I never got to go out to the farm very much, and I always kind of resented that. And my brothers, I had 5 brothers, and they all got to help out there raising crops and the cattle and stuff. And I guess maybe that's what's brought me around to the homesteading aspect of gardening. And we'll get more into what we want to add this year, but that's kind of why I want to do it.
And the second question is, what's something you want to add to your homestead in 2020? You want to take that one?
I would say more puppies, but this one is kicking our butt right now, so that's a no. I would love to have chickens, for sure.
Yeah, I'd like to try to add some small livestock. But like I said, we're in a small town. We do have, with the 2 properties that we own, we have a little over an acre total, but we don't have any infrastructure for anything. But I would like to start with some small livestock, whether it be chickens, rabbits, or even quail, because any one of those take up not very much space, but yet they would provide you with something for the table, eggs, meat.
I'd like to try the rabbits too.
Yeah, because the rabbits are a good source of
I've
meat.
seen many homesteaders making rabbit, and this really does look good. So I can't wait to try some of those recipes that I've seen.
And it's hard to find a place to buy rabbit meat. So
Yeah. Third question.
Third question is, what is the most difficult lesson you've had to learn so far while homesteading? Well, of course, we're small and hadn't been officially homesteading for very long, but for me, it's basically patience. Of course, when you're in the garden, you want to plant a seed and you want to go out the next day and pick your fruit of your labors, but it doesn't work that way, and you just got to try to be patient till you don't take on too much at once and get overwhelmed. We are enlarging the garden this year, so we'll see how that. We worked out a bunch of bugs last year, and going to make it a little bigger and in a better spot. So the main thing is just patience. What about for you, Ann?
Yeah, just not getting overwhelmed, getting too big and overwhelmed with things, because I'm really good at that.
Number 4, your favorite chore on the homestead. Well, again, we're going to come back to gardening because that's pretty much the only thing we're doing on our homestead at this time. And so I really do enjoy working in the garden. There were many times last summer that I wanted to come home from a night shift and go out and work in the garden for an hour or two before I'd come in and go to bed, just to unwind and relax in the quiet, peaceful, early morning hours, because I'd be getting home about 6:30 and the sun was just coming up, and it's just a beautiful time to be working in the garden. And even at the end of a long day, going out in the evening when it's starting to cool down and you get the summer sounds going on, and you just work back there in the garden, and you have something to show for it at the end of the day when you sit down and eat. It's part of your meal that came out of your garden.
Yeah, I love the flower part of it. I've always loved flowers, and it's just good therapy to get out there and work, and then you see the benefit of the hard work you've done. And Biscuit's another favorite chore of mine, even though she can be difficult at times. She's just a puppy, and she's gonna grow up pretty soon, and I can't wait.
Number 5, your favorite thing to grow. Well, anything in the garden, and I like to try new things I've never grown before, or unusual things. But I guess if I was to pick one thing, I'd say tomatoes, because there's just so many different varieties and colors and shapes and sizes and history stories behind different heirlooms, and a good garden grown tomato has just got a taste you can't get anywhere else. You just go out and pick it fresh and eat it.
Mm-hmm. Cucumbers, onions, all the yummy radishes. I love it all. That one's a hard question.
Number 6, what do you love most about the homesteading community? For us, we were fairly new getting into it, having been in it a year, but yet the relationships and friendships we've made, even though we've never met any of these people in person, has just been welcoming and supportive and fun. And it's just, we do live in a small town that you get some of that, but you're getting it from a community that everybody has a common interest, and it's a big common interest that sits strong in their heart or their lifestyle, and it's just been overwhelming how much. And we hope to meet some of the people that we've formed some of these relationships in person someday, and we're looking forward to doing that.
There doesn't seem to be any judgment as to what you have and how big you are. You're just accepted to the place you're at, and I love that, and I really appreciate it. Everybody is very, very nice and supportive.
Mm-hmm. Yes, they have been. Number 7, your favorite meal that you make. You want to go first?
I like to make chicken fajitas, especially in the summer, because I can go out to my garden and pick all the vegetables I need, and it's a real easy meal to make, and I just love chicken fajitas.
And someday maybe we'll cook it with our own chickens.
Yeah, that'd be great.
And I like to do Dutch oven cooking. I think I've got one video out doing that, and it's so anything I can do in my Dutch oven outside, because it's kind of, again, it's outside and it's kind of relaxing, and when you get done, you get a good meal that it tastes really good and enjoyable.
You mean we're gonna use our chicken to make the chicken fajitas? I'll probably be hooked on them.
Well, if you want them for meat, yes.
I better not name those chickens.
No, you can name the egg layers, but you don't. You can name the egg layers, but you don't name the meat chickens.
Okay, that's a good pointer.
Okay, number 8. What is your favorite holiday? You want to go first?
Go ahead. To think about that.
That's a tough one. I guess where I work, I usually have to work a lot of holidays. So when the kids were young and I didn't work at the job I'm at now that had to work holidays, I guess Christmas, because just seeing the joy and the fun in their eyes, because we made it a point that we stayed home every year at Christmas, and it was just our small family. Anybody's welcome to come join us, but it was, we just stayed home so they could wake up in their beds on Christmas morning and enjoy the whole Christmas experience in their home without having to travel or pack up and come home or whatever. And everybody in both of our families felt the same way, because we all had kids at about the same time, and it was just a common agreement in the whole family. That's what we did. But for now, like I said, the past couple of years I've been having to work a lot of holidays, and so it's not as fun. But with a new grandbaby, that might change. So I guess Christmas.
4th of July. I love 4th of July. It's in the summer. I'm happiest then because our gardens are blooming and the flowers are blooming and it's nice and warm out. I love the fireworks. We used to have block parties with the neighbors, and that was always fun. And I just love 4th of July. It's just a happy, happy holiday.
Okay, number 9. Is your homestead where you intend to settle permanently, or are you looking to create a new one elsewhere? I would like to be out in the country with a little more acreage than what we have. We're in a small town of a population of 190, and we're allowed to have livestock. I think I've mentioned it before. Within a block of our house, there's 4 flocks of chickens. Across the street from us, our neighbor has a herd of goats. Before that, he had a flock of sheep. There's a couple people that have horses, and scattered throughout town. And it's allowed, and everybody who has them, it's done properly, and it's not a problem. So, and like I said, we do have our place here, and then the lots that we do have enough acreage we could do some small livestock. But I just, like I said, as growing up, we had an acreage that was out of way. The one I grew up on the longest was right on the edge of town, but yet it was like you were out in the country, and we weren't bothered. And then the other one we had was about 7 miles from town on a little bigger acreage. But it's just, I don't know, it's just would be nice. I mean, don't get me wrong, we love our neighbors, we have good neighbors, and we do anything to help them, and they do anything to help us, but it would just be nice to be out with a little more space.
Yeah, not too far away from town, because I think I'd get scared at night alone out in the country. But yeah, I love my neighbors, I really do.
And number 10, what are some homesteaders that you follow and enjoy learning from?
Oh, what, you gonna read the list for us? Biscuit? Gardening with Leon.
He's the one that we found him last year, and we actually went down and toured his greenhouses, and we found him through Arms Family Homestead, he was probably the first homesteading channel I started to follow back when I was researching something on YouTube a little over a year ago, or probably about a year ago now. And then he turned us on to Leon, and we went and saw Leon, and that's kind of how we got our start. And we still follow.
The nicest guy.
Yes, Leon is if you don't know Leon, you need to check out his channel, Gardening with Leon. And if you ever get the opportunity to go visit his place, it's just wonderful. We ended up having a 3-hour one-on-one tour / gardening seminar with him, and it was just wonderful.
And he didn't mind at all. He just said, "Hop on my golf cart, let's go."
Yep.
I loved it. He is the nicest guy. Kinfolk Farm
in Georgia. I've been following him for about as long as we've had our channel. He's young, or not young. He's younger than I am, but he's got a small homestead, and just enjoy seeing. I like watching the homesteads and farms that are in different parts of the country than we are, to see the different aspects of things that they see. Some of these others.
I kind of like Sandy Brock, because her sheep really scared Biscuit every time I got that on. Oh, Biscuit's like, "Oh my gosh, what is that?"
But yeah, and there's just so many of them. And
Walker Farm Fam, Walsh Farm, Smith Family Ranch. I love Popel Backyard Farm, Ruthie. I just love her. She's the sweetest thing, and she always has something going on.
Yeah. And if you want to see something from a different country in your yard, he's a small backyard homestead in Australia. And that's very interesting to watch, because he's doing something I never even thought of doing, but they do it down there. And you have to go check it out to figure out what I'm talking about.
Yes.
So, but just there's so many, the list could go on, and we don't want to, upset somebody by not mentioning them, but we've got 3 that we're going to tag here in just a minute, and then they will do the same 10 questions, and we will leave links in the description of the 3 that we tagged, so you can go find them, and we'll leave some links of some of these that we mentioned, so you can go check them out if you want to. But the list can just go on, and there's just so many wonderful ones out there. So now we're going to tag the channels that we are going to ask to do the same 10 questions that we just got done doing, so you can go check them out. We'll have their links down below, and give them a few days to get their videos up after we tag them and put ours up. The first one is Sweetwater Diaries up in the New York State area. And you watch them quite a bit.
I really enjoy them. Lily and her "Hey Now" at the beginning of every video is so cheerful, and I don't want to give away any secrets, but her latest video is awesome. It is a drone video, that's all I'm going to say, and it's beautiful, so you guys need to go check that one out.
The other one we like to watch is Canterbury Trail Farms, and they're down in Texas.
Yes, they're on a 1950s Texas homestead that they are renovating, and she just has a lot of learning videos, and just a very good teacher. And I just really enjoy them so much, so please go check them out.
And our third one is Paige Family Homestead up in Ontario, Canada.
Paige, Paige. Just want to make sure everybody gets the spelling right. Yeah, they're in Ontario, Canada. They have a lot of cooking videos. The one I really liked is their roasted rabbit. And I can't wait to try that one as soon as we get some rabbit. There aren't very many rabbits around here to buy. That's the problem. So yeah. But yeah, they have several videos on cooking, and they're just a really neat couple. Check them out.
So check all of those out. Like I said, we'll put their links down below. Give them a few days to get their 10 questions put up. And with that, we will close this video. We thank you for coming back and watching the entire video. We hope you enjoyed and learned something from us, and I hope you're having a good day and had a good weekend. With that, we will...
And staying well.
And staying well.
We've been terribly sick, so...
Yeah, we tried to do this video about 4 days ago, but...
we didn't have any voices.
We didn't have voices, so... With that, we will say farewell and God bless and have a good day.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye now.